All right, good morning, everybody. This is the Fantasy Sports Boss. Saturday morning, the day before the rest of the NFL schedule gets going for Week 1. Had a great live Fantasy Football Friday stream yesterday. Took a lot of questions. It was a lot of fun. Stayed on for over an hour. So make sure you're a subscriber. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the notification button because I will go live tomorrow. Maybe during the games for a little bit if there's a lot going on. So I assume that, there certainly is going to be a lot going on. So I assume I'm going to stream during the 1 o'clock games. And then when the games are over, I'm definitely going to go live when the games are over. So there's going to be a show tomorrow night. So make sure you hit the notification button so you know what time I'm going to be going on. Probably around 7:30, and there's going to be a ton to talk about for sure. Well, what I wanted to do today is share a strategy I like to use. Your league mates might not love it, but it's perfectly legal. And if you have a setup, which most leagues should, waivers should be done by Tuesday after games. And then for the rest of the week, you can add and drop players with no waivers affecting anybody until the following week's game. So in other words, if you pick up like Sammy Watkins on Monday and you drop him on Tuesday, but then you're like, oh shoot, I made a mistake, you should be able to pick him right back up on Tuesday. Dropping a player should not have him going back on waivers because it prevents somebody from adding and dropping players to ensure that they go on waivers to block somebody else from picking them up. So with that in mind, one thing I've done over the years in some of my leagues, and it's a little outside the box, but you know what? It works and it could definitely pay off, is if you have a bench that has, one or two spots that are kind of disposable where you can switch guys in and out, I like to pick up the handcuff running backs for the 1 o'clock games, see if any injuries happen that elevate them into the starting position for the following week. And then if not, I drop them and then I pick up similar handcuff backs for the 4 o'clock games. So let me explain. So this week, 1 o'clock games, the handcuff backs that I think would have value that could be available on your league's waiver wire, Samaje Perine from the Bengals, 1 o'clock. Jeff Wilson, who should be owned because Eli Mitchell's always hurt. He's very injury prone for the 49ers. He also plays at 1 o'clock. Khalil Herbert for the Bears plays the 49ers at 1 o'clock. And then Kenneth Gainwell. I think Gainwell's, available enough that he should, there's a good chance he's on your waiver wire. So all four of those guys play at 1 o'clock. So if you have one or two spots that are disposable, you could pick up one or two of these guys. I would pick up, if I had to choose, I'd pick up Herbert first, and then Wilson over Gainwell and Perine. Hold them on your bench, watch the games, and before the 4:25 kickoff for the afternoon games, if nothing happens to David Montgomery, if nothing happens to Eli Mitchell, if nothing happens to Joe Mixon or Miles Sanders, then you just drop them before the 4:25 game starts. And then at 4 o'clock, you pick up Isaiah Spiller of the Chargers, or Benjamin of the Cardinals, and so on and so forth. If nothing happens to Austin Eckler or James Conner, then you drop him and you pick up Rashad White for the 8 o'clock if he's available. For the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they play 8 o'clock. So, it's outside the box thinking, and your league mates may catch on and start copying you and doing the same thing, or they might be annoyed that you're streaming potential. You're streaming backup running backs with the idea of them becoming starters. But if it's legal in your league rules, and it should be, then why not try it? It's a Bill Belichick fantasy football method, but you know what? I did it last year and it works. Because again, let's say you pick up Khalil Herbert before the 1 o'clock games and David Montgomery gets hurt. Now you have a very enticing upside player in Herbert who's graduating into starting status. If Montgomery's fine, you drop Herbert, and at 4 o'clock you pick up Isaiah Spiller. And if Eckler gets hurt, then you have Spiller. And then if nothing happens, you drop him, you pick up Rashad White. So again, it's outside the box, but you want to have these backup running backs on your roster if disaster strikes. So just a tidbit I wanted to share with you all. So if your league allows it, which it should, there's nothing illegal about it. I think it's something that should be done. Now, some leagues lock acquisitions on the day of the game. I think that's ridiculous. Most leagues, almost every league I play in, it's players are only locked once the game starts. So in other words, the 1 o'clock guys are locked and go on waivers en masse once the 1 o'clock game starts. But the 4 o'clock guys are still available up until the start of their game. So it should work. But anyway, hit that subscribe, hit the notification button. More videos to come later, guys.